So this is the game starting. We're going to see it from Will's side first. So,
I think this is.
I mean, he might just. Yeah, I can see it. Like, he's got all his colours. He just plays the Shatter Skull Smashing as a land. Then he's got. Okay, interesting. Is he going to try and shock this in?
Maybe he's thinking like, oh, I can, if I hit land, the Shatter Skull Smashing might be relevant as a spell. Not too sure about that.
3 life is quite relevant in this match.
Yeah, I would have played the Shatter Skull Smash.
He's seen the line though. He's maybe just like giving up in 3 life. I guess his idea is that he's going to play it tapped next turn. So if he gets to Jwari Disruption this turn, he will. If he has to play into the Royal this turn, he will. And then next turn he'll try and play the other one. Very disciplined play from Dani, not slam. If he has a third land, not just slamming it into play. Like
I think he's playing his worst creature.
He doesn't.
He's playing his worst creature into the Jwari Disruption.
I think he just lets this resolve, right? Like,
yeah,
I think he cares about a 1/3.
I think that's good from Dani. He's putting like obviously slightly more pressure onto the board.
Okay, and there's a land there. Okay,
yeah.
So he's just playing it slow. He is playing around the Jwari Disruption. I think like not just slamming this Lovestruck Beast, like just playing it slow. Play the Lovestruck Beast next turn when he's got a mana up to pay for it. We'll probably see the 1/1 token get bounced if that's the case.
Yeah, I don't know about this play from Will. Like, it's kind of obvious that Dani's playing around Jwari Disruption. I would have maybe just tried to slam Cultivate and try to develop my land as much as possible. Because now Dani can play the Lovestruck Beast, and all Will can do is really cycle a shark token, or
well, I think Will
into the Royal maybe.
Yeah, I think he's just going into the Royal and set Dani back a turn. Like, just take his lumps and just accept that. Yeah.
But now when he does play Cultivate, Dani can just take full advantage of that, right? Because
I think he just takes a turn off here, right? He just plays one of his tap lands, plays a Cultivate. Like, I think this whole game for Will now has to be about Ugin. So
yeah, I think it should have been about Ugin the turn before. He should have played the Cultivate last turn and just accepted that, you know, Dani's going to play around these like situational counter spells. It has to be about Ugin, because otherwise I don't think Will's going to win this. But now Dani can take full advantage with whatever he has in hand. Maybe a Questing Beast.
Yeah, we'll see.
Or he might double spell into Lovestruck Beast and something else. Goldspan Dragon, for example.
Oh, his own Goldspan Dragon.
Yeah,
Dani's just waiting for the. But I mean, he was never going to ever get a counter that Goldspan Dragon anyway.
No, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, that's why I would have just played the Cultivate turn sooner. Like, I think against certain players will play around the disruption, but Dani knows about it and he's going to play around it. So I think
again we just have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And
now Will's in a really bad spot, because if he plays the Goldspan Dragon as a blocker, it just opens up the doors for an Embercleave off Dani's side.
Yeah, like, I think he's dead to an Embercleave anyway.
Yeah,
he's just trying to figure out the best line to an Ugin here. And I think he's realised that it's just try and rip an untapped land. He's going to get to play a shark blocker here, so he's going to get 2 draws at his untapped land for an Ugin, and just hope Dani overcommits.
Yeah, and the good thing about Dani is he doesn't need to overcommit here now. And when Will does tap out for the Ugin, it's likely that Dani will have another haster to finish the job. Like, he's putting Will into what, 4 life. So all it takes is a question.
Surely a shark jumps in front of the dragon. Okay, no.
I'd
have thought, like what you were saying, like just to prevent the Questing Beast killing him next turn if he gets the Ugin, the shark had to jump in front of the dragon.
Yeah, it did. But the thing is, and if Dani had Embercleave, he would have played it anyway, because he knows that. Probably knows that.
There's the ultimatum.
Genesis ultimatum was obviously a nice draw, and he gets Ugin plus lands.
So he does get the Ugin. Which again is what I'm saying. Like, the shark is going to die anyway, so it was probably better to get that shark in front of the.
Yeah, exactly.
In front of the dragon, because now he's dead to another dragon. Now he's dead to a Questing Beast.
Yeah. So
if there's no Questing Beast or dragon, there is a chance for Will here.
Yeah, he's not out of it, but I'd expect Dani maybe have something else up his sleeve here.
Holding on to that Jwari Disruption while the treasure in place seems a bit greedy. Probably just want to deploy those lands just to make your see it comings better, have like bigger sharks in future.
Yeah. I think if
But-
Dani doesn't have the haster, then he probably needs to be careful about how he plays this.
I mean, I assume he doesn't, right? If he had it, it'd be in play by now.
Yeah.
This is a Bone Crusher Giant, maybe, to kill the Ugin.
Not sure.
Maybe turn on the corner here if, like...
Smashing.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
okay. So, I mean, this looks like a dragon from Will here. And just try to turn the corner. Okay, Mammoth. Mammoth probably just dies to this Fire Prophecy, though.
Yeah, this was huge for Dani. Like, Dani needed to have an answer.
And I mean, I guess this is what we saw. We saw a very similar thing with Callum Whittock, right? Where Callum Whittock was very far ahead in his game and just ran out of gas.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
another Genesis Ultimatum.
Potentially greedy when you could have just held up Dragon Counterspell.
Yeah, and now he doesn't have access to the counterspell.
Well, he does have the counterspell. He doesn't.
He needs to foretell it, because otherwise he doesn't have double blue, which he hasn't done. Which again, does he have double blue? Is that just one island? I would have.
Yeah, it's just a single island.
Definitely have foretold that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I guess like it's also I think you're right, because that, like, if he had foretold there, then he's just super safe from another dragon or the Questing Beast. Definitely strange, but I was going to say he can cycle to make a shark here, but again, that wouldn't have saved him from the Questing Beast.
Or the Ember Cleave, right? If he had the Ember Cleave as well. I don't know. I think it's
safer.
He
couldn't have both in the same turn, right? Because if he plays Haster, he doesn't have the mana for Ember Cleave.
If he plays the dragon, he has
If
5
he plays
mana.
the dragon, he does, yeah.
But then he has the Shwari Disruption.
No, he doesn't, because he would have... Oh, he does have 5, you're right, because he's got the treasure left over, yeah.
But Will has the Jawari Disruption, so there's that.
But if the dragon hits the table, he's dead, right? Because he's on 4 life.
Yeah, because he can't cycle the shark and hold up Jawari Disruption.
Okay.
I'd feel bad. Oh, nice one.
Okay, so that's... Oh, it can't get Jawari Disruption.
Yeah, but what Will can do is they can maybe like Jawari Disruption just to make a 2/2 blocker.
Looks like that's exactly what he is doing. And I guess, we'll see. I feel like this has to be a Shatter Skull turn as well. Just
Shatter Skull
to stop Dani drawing any more cards.
Yeah, he needs to deal with the...
Shatter Skull here is going to make an 8/8 shark.
Yep.
So we'll see. There's a lot of mana to play with when you've got this much mana. When you've got this much mana, it can be hard sometimes to use it efficiently, because like you think you almost have infinite of every color.
Yeah. Just
I think
be wary of the auto tapper.
Yeah. No Snowlands. The auto tapper's biggest drama is the
Snowland is really...
the auto tapper will not tap a Snowland unless you're paying for snow stuff with it.
Wow.
Okay, so we've got the dragon coming in now with the counter spell back up now. So it's feeling almost tied up.
Depends.
Crazy game. Still dead to a... Oh, he's not dead. He's got the counter spell up. I was going to say still dead to a Bone Crusher Giant, but and the game, he doesn't have lethal. He's only got 14. He can make a 1/1 shark, but leave himself dead to another Bone Crusher that might be in Dani's hand. Oh no, Ugin Boltface, yeah. And there's another 8/8 shark. Yeah, okay, he found the line. Oofed again. Like these green red decks like seem super powerful, but just run out of steam sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, Will did give Dani a lot of outs, more so than he should have. But the general power level of can't do too much wrong when you have access to Genesis Ultimatum and Ugin if you get to the point where you can cast them.
So what are we thinking here? Looking at the looking at Danny Anderson's sideboard, like how does Gruul adapt to this in a way that the mono red deck we saw couldn't adapt because the sideboard for it was just like a planeswalker package.
To be honest, I don't think Danny has too much that he can bring in. Unfortunately, Ox of Agonis might be one to consider if he wants.
But again, you just don't want to go late against these decks, and that's what Ox does, right? The Ox is like your late game payoff against control decks.
Yeah,
like,
but Ox
keep you in it.
But sometimes the games will inevitably go late. He can't go any faster, and I think you need like recovery cards. So when like they do slam like a Nugan or something, like Ox draw, like if you've used up your hand, Ox drawing 3 cards isn't the worst to find like maybe like a hasty creature to seal the deal. So what we saw in that game was like Danny got well within like one hasty creature off winning that game, and I think that's like the plan. Danny has to accept that it's likely that we'll be able to stabilize.
He does have cards that need to come out though, right? He's not going to be keeping these Masked Vandals in, so he's probably just bringing in like Phoenixes, maybe a Runafowl, maybe a Clothis, maybe just a Shredded Sails because it's kind of like a catch-all.
I'm not
also
sure.
Just Cycles.
I don't think, yeah. So Danny did bring in Nox of Agonis. I think this hand's fine so long as you hit a land off the top. But it does need, like if Danny hits the lands off the top, he's curving quite nicely here. He doesn't have a 2-drop, but like, Danny's ideal draws is like Brushfire Elemental.
Yeah.
Heart Skull Smashing's like reasonable. You probably want to play that tapped, obviously. He's got turn 2, 1/1, which isn't the worst. Attack, play the tap Shark Skull Smashing, play Lovestruck Beast. Obviously, he's putting himself in the position of getting that Jwari Disruption, but maybe that's a land that Will would have wanted to use otherwise, so it's not necessarily bad. Embercleave, not the best draw.
I mean, Embercleave can definitely steal this game. Kieran, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just not giving any free publicity to people who aren't paying us to talk about their products.
Yeah.
But okay, there's the Essence Scatter. So I guess this is just going to be a pretty slow-paced game. Danny can't really be too explosive into like Essence Scatter mana. I guess the fact that we saw an Essence Scatter probably means there's no Jwari Disruption in Will's hand.
Yeah.
So he can. Okay, he doesn't feel confident, but I mean, I think you could pretty confidently assume there's no. Okay, there's a second Essence Scatter, so this is why Danny's a much better Magic player than me. I think I would have just rammed the Questing Beast in there. How many Essence Scatters can there be? He brought in the Garrick's Harbinger. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a 4/3 that allows you to draw a card if your opponent can't answer it. So it's still like a reasonable card. Obviously the Hexproof from black is just blank text, but a 4/3 for 3 draws you a card if your opponent's not playing creatures. It's not that bad, eh?
Yeah, the Questing Beast has landed, so we're. Yeah, the Shark Typhoon isn't going to block a Questing Beast, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's going to take out a token, but yeah, this
Embercleave could just do it. I guess there's quite a lot of counterplay to it. There's Brazen Borrowers, there's just straight up counter spells. So I would expect Danny not to go for the Embercleave here.
No, I think he would probably want to play the Harbinger. Like, I think he wants to attack with.
It's just a Questing Beast, right?
Yeah, but the issue with just attacking Questing Beast is it doesn't give him the option to Embercleave.
Mm-hmm. But again, I don't think there's any world where he'd want to. Like,
yeah,
because you can't. There's no information to be gained because he can't block the Questing Beast anyway. So it's you're not going to get any information by attacking with both. I don't think that will make Embercleave a reasonable cast.
So 6 mana.
So this isn't the scary turn. It's next turn that's the scary turn.
Yeah.
And
so
missing the land drop there is tough.
Yeah.
Does he just go for it?
I would be tempted to attack with a 1/1, honestly. I wouldn't. I don't know about doing this.
Maybe he just feels that like he can't beat an ultimatum next turn,
Oh,
so he
wow.
has to just.
Does he just not have it?
Might be a Brazen Borrower, so he's still not in the clear yet. Will's thinking, which makes me, yeah, okay, there we go. There's the Into the Royal with the card draw.
But I mean,
how many Into the Royals does Will play? 2. I mean, he always seems to have it. That's been like the mainstay we've been seeing from Will is that Into the Royal at the clutch moments. I guess he just thinks Brazen Borrower is such an important part of this deck. He wanted more copies of Brazen Borrower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sharks go smashing. If Will attacks, she elects to not. I think.
Yeah, I mean, attacking potentially just gets punished super hard there if Dani can go like. I mean, he would have been dead if Dani had drawn a land. He could have just went elemental land, get you.
I would just. Dani's mana is really not working for him. I think you probably have to play the Harbinger and just hold this Brushfire back because it has haste to deal the last points of damage if Will decides to let the shields down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
I think
Dani agrees with you.
Yeah.
I mean, he also next turn has like try and equip Harbinger, like. So this team are ultimatum deck. Okay, here we go. Here it comes.
Oh,
not great, but puts a bunch of lands into play, so potentially keeps the shields up for Dani. Does Harbinger with Embercleave even get through this now? It still does. It still goes through for the 2 because that'll be 10 power and that's 8 toughness. So it's still lethal. So Will is going to have to deal with that possibility.
Yeah, you just have to equip and go for it. Like Dani doesn't have any other ways to.
Yep. No, yeah, exactly. He's just going to get further behind as well with this active Shark Typhoon.
The issue is like it's likely that Will has a counter spell more than anything. The fact that he's already played Into the Royal, so you have to equip and go for it. I wouldn't do this, Dani. If you do that, he's going to play a counter spell. I think this is a mistake, and he's going to create a shark. And which
no, he's in.
I don't know why he's doing this. I don't know why he's elected to do this over
maybe
just equipping the Harbinger.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is. Yeah, this does feel like a line to like not lose rather than a line to win, right? But I guess like this leaves him open. If he takes a turn off here, if he draws land, then he's got like 2 lethal threats and like a surprise Embercleave. So we'll see. But yeah, I agree with you. I think the counter spell is the most likely.
Went for it. I think this is now he's just gonna have such a strong board of sharks. Like,
oh yeah, I never even considered that side of it either. That like if Will untaps, there's just going to be even more blockers.
Yeah, I think Dani had to go for it with the Embercleave.
No land as well makes this pretty tough.
Yeah, because
now he's just equipping. Now he's in the same position, but there's just more toughness in play. I mean, potentially that always happened, but I don't see.
He gave him another draw step though. That's the thing. Like we don't know what could have happened.
Yeah.
We don't know if that was drawn off the top. I don't know. I think he had to go for it last turn, but could be wrong. Because I don't think you wanted that Brushfire to be on the board until the
You want that to be a secret, right? You want that to come out of nowhere. I guess he's just trying to use his mana efficiently since his hand's just full of 5 mana spells.
Yeah, but he's looking. It's looking like
Well, now the only thing that can block this Brushfire is the giant.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think now it's probably not good, but now I think he just has to make the Hail Mary play, right? He has to just go land, Brushfire, go, giant blocks it, Embercleave. Is that enough?
He has to equip with Embercleave. So
no, he can Embercleave at instant speed with the one that's in his hand.
Yeah, but then that gives Will an option to counter it, and then he's goosed.
I'm with you.
Because it makes a 3/3 shark that can also block. I think he has to equip the Embercleave to the brush fire.
Well, yeah, but like he would play the one from his hand after blocks.
No, but the thing is, like,
No, I understand. I get you.
Yeah, Will can't counter the one in play, and that's the main thing. Like, he can't create another shark. Yeah, he has to equip and just go for it. And if Will has the other one, which I don't think he does, Dani just attacks with the 4/4.
Okay. Show me your Brazen Borrower. Show me your Into the Royal.
Is this enough for Dani to take game 2 down? This has been super tight. But yeah, I still think.
It's actually quite interesting because this Teamer Ultimatum deck turns the games into a race, but in the opposite way from a mono red deck does, right? Mm-hmm. They basically go like, you have 7 turns, do your worst.
Wow.
Ooh, I mean, it's because Dani has been so choked on mana. Like, for example, if Dani had been hitting land drops this game, that could have been it if he was able to flash in this other Embercleave.
Yeah, okay. Well,
I had the Into the Royal as well, just had it all. Sharks, draw cards.
Is that game?
3, it's not game.
Yeah, it's game, exactly.
Oh, it's game, exacties, okay. I thought it was too short. GG's, well done, Dani. Well, Dani, unfortunately, you're not going to the finals, but you did make top 4, so there will be a pre-release kit coming your way. You're in the Glasgow area, so you will probably get it this weekend.